As we await the start of the second quarter and Tennessee leading 3-0, for those of you that joined us late, this is the Gator Bowl, the 22nd annual. Jerry Wright of Tennessee kicked a 36-yard field goal for the Volunteers at 6 minutes and 26 seconds of the first period. Syracuse tried a 45-yarder with 28 seconds remaining in the first, but missed, and here is Tennessee now with a 2nd and 5 from its own 39. Dewey Warren. And Walter Chadwick from Decatur, Georgia, a junior, tailback, carried on the play as Paul Nettelblatt and Johnny Kroc, the middle guard, make the stop for Syracuse. The advance is to the 43, a gain of 4. So for Tennessee, it's 3rd down and 1. A capacity crowd, standing room only here at the Gator Bowl. 3rd and 1 for Tennessee. Slot formation. Beautiful defensive play by Tony Kayaski, whose brother played at West Point, you may remember, some time ago. There is number 45, sophomore Tony Kayaski from Ansonia, Connecticut, who just knocked the pins out from under Walter Chadwick. And the ball is at the 43, a 3-yard loss, so it'll be a 4th down and 4. Floyd Little is going deep, and Ron Whitby will punt. He sails one. Floyd Little looking at it at the 19-yard line. He is hemmed in. A 40-yard punt with good coverage as Bob Johnson makes the stop. Elliot Gamage also in on the play as we have a timeout here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida, where the score is Tennessee 3, Syracuse 0.
You are about to witness a nightmare. A nightmare of suspicion from one world.
Then they told me some wild story about your claiming to have seen a spaceship. I'm afraid it's true.
A nightmare of terror from another world.
Help me! For God's sake, help me!
Don't fight us. You can't stop it. It's going to happen.
A nightmare that became reality. Roy Thinnis stars as one man alone against The Invaders in color on ABC.
The Invaders are coming January 10th in color on ABC.
Here at the Gator Bowl, you're looking at the record of Syracuse, and as you see, they lost their first 2, Baylor and UCLA, but then won 8 straight in convincing fashion. They now have the ball again following a 40-yard Whitby punt. They have it at their own 21 with a 1st and 10, with Tennessee in the lead 3-0. Allen in motion. Gives you an idea of how powerful Larry Zonka is, who brings it across the 30. Harris Winke threw the block that made the hole for Zonka, number 39, who scored 7 touchdowns this year and gained 1,012 yards.
On the play that Zonka just ran, the Syracuse linemen pick up the man opposite them, regardless of which way he's slanting. The linebacker moved out to cover the man in motion, which opened up the play for the big gain of 10 yards.
The 4th first down for Syracuse. A beautiful sweep by the wingback, Ole Allen, a sophomore from Cranbury, New Jersey. Floyd Little and Rick Casada blocked effectively as number 19, Allen, leaves the lineup. But before, as you saw, he moved the ball out to his own 41, about an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 for Syracuse as they trail 3-0. That was Floyd Little. from a wide set formation in the backfield that tried to get the first down, and he gets it for Syracuse. 1st and 10. Floyd Little, number 44, 5'11", 195 pounds, who in his college career, which ends today, he carried the ball 601 times. On the ground, gained 2,700 yards. He has 46 career touchdowns or 278 points. Allen to the near side from the 43 at Syracuse. Floyd Little again. Thus far, Little has caught one pass, one of the two thrown by Quesada, and in 7 carries, he has gained 44 yards.
Jerry Glover has replaced Dave Murphy. He's the regular monster man for Tennessee. He injured an ankle in practice, but it appears to not have slowed him up too much. Here he comes to the bottom of your screen to be lined up on the wingback side of the Syracuse offense.
Okay, Bud, it's a 2nd down and 5 for Syracuse at their own 48. A shoe-top tackle and a sure one by number 32 that Bud was talking about, the monster man, Jimmy Glover.
The quarterback, Quesada, was looking to lateral that time to Little, but the halfback, Stansel, was up also to cover Little. He very wisely held the ball. Let's watch the monster man for Tennessee as Syracuse breaks the huddle. You'll see him, number 32. There he leaves to go to the top of the screen to line up on the same side as the Syracuse wingback. As the game progresses, Syracuse will try to take advantage of that move.
3rd down and 8 after the 3-yard loss. Quesada, a beautiful play by number 88, Nick Showalter, a sophomore from Kingsport, Tennessee, who throws Quesada back to the 36, a 9-yard loss, so it'll be 4th down and 17 for Syracuse. And Don Bullard, the punter from Westfield, Massachusetts, averaging about 40 yards a kick, is back to boot. Deep, we have number 44, Jerry Smith. Here's Bullard. Jerry Smith wants a fair catch, and then it takes a Tennessee bounce. Looked on by Ed Schreck, number 84. So it'll be Tennessee taking over with a 1st and 10. ABC Sports will be kicking off its spectacular 1967 season of golf on January 21st and 22nd as we bring you live and in color from magnificent Pebble Beach, California, the annual Bing Crosby Pro-Am Golf Tournament. All the top pros battling for more than $100,000 with the glamorous amateurs also there. The January 21st and 22nd, one of 14 big tournaments, including the U.S. Open and the PGA, all on ABC. Dewey Warren, it's complete to Johnny Mills at the 42-yard line, and what a resourceful catch by number 85.
That's again that block pass play, which is the basic offensive maneuver of the Tennessee team. Only one receiver out, Johnny Mills. They look for him as the quarterback rolls out on the quick break, but if he's covered there, then he's on his own to run any kind of a pattern that he wants, and Warren, with everyone else blocking for him, usually has time to throw as he did on that occasion.
Johnny Mills to the far side, 1st and 10 for Tennessee from their own 42. Chadwick in motion. And the Syracuse defense now having trouble with the Dewey Warren passes as Johnny Mills catches it. Kyaski was the nearest man to Mills.
Let's watch him in slow motion here as he starts down the field. See, he's making the break outside, then hooking back to the inside. And when the ball is thrown that way, the defensive man has no chance to break up the play because the defender has his body between the passer who's throwing the ball and the defensive man trying to cover it from behind.
Dewey Warren has thrown 7. He has completed 5. What a lead pass to Walter Chadwick, number 20, as Paul Nadelblatt nailed him at the sideline. We have a penalty marker on the field. 10 attempts by Dewey Warren, 6 completed, and let's see what the penalty will be. As it's holding. It's against Tennessee, and it brings the ball back into Tennessee territory. Offensive holding, the second one against Tennessee today, 15 yards, and it brings the ball back to the 36-yard line. It'll be a second down and 16 for the Volunteers, who lead in the ball game 3-0 with 8:43 left in the first half.
That last pass was indicative of the great ability of Dewey Warren. He can line the ball, or he can hang it up in the air and let the receiver run under it, as he did on the last play.
Warren, he was rushed hard by Bill Wasilius. As Kajewski covered Richmond Flowers, number 22, they have an exchange of words. Richmond Flowers, and we look at Floyd Little, who thus far in the ball game has gained 44 yards on the ground, exactly the same as the numerals on his white jersey. That patch is from constant wearing or an abrasion of the football helmet during practice this week. Third down and 16 now for Tennessee. Austin Denny caught that floater by Dewey Warren at the Syracuse 27, first down. And now Dewey Warren gets 6 first downs for the Volunteers. He has completed 6 of 11 as we look at it once more.
Denny is the tight end. He broke down from the top of your screen there. The ball was hung way up in the air. He had both defenders beat. He jumped perfectly between them to put Tennessee in 4th down position.
Terry Dalton is in place of Denny on a first down from the 27. That was Bill Wasilius again, number 86, that reached the quarterback, Dewey Warren. Wasilius from Fairfield, New Jersey, a senior. You're looking at him, 6'4", 220 pounds. Stecker and Wasilius are the defensive ends.
Denny came back in the game. He was out for one play after that fine sprint of about 30 yards and a great catch.
Second and 18 for Tennessee at the Syracuse 35. Out there he is. And it is ruled an incompletion. Austin Denny, who had gotten there, apparently did not hold the ball long enough for possession. Let's look at it again and you decide.
Denny will start down the field here. You can see him at the bottom of your screen. He broke to the outside. Ball was hung up in the air by Warren. He caught it, but then as he hit the ground, the force of his elbows hitting the ground jarred the ball loose before he had control of it. An incomplete pass, but one that was awfully close to a touchdown.
That ball was in the air 45 yards by Dewey Warren. Tennessee leads 3-0. 7 minutes left of the first half. Slot formation, flanker to the near side. And Richmond Flowers, the sophomore track and field king, comes to the 21, and it is not enough for a first down, so it'll be a 4th down coming up at the 21 of Syracuse.
That was the first time that Tennessee had been in their triple wing. You can see Flowers, the wide flanker at the bottom of your screen, making the catch. They're now setting up for a field goal.
And Gary Wright, who kicked a 36-yarder at the midpoint of the first quarter, will try one from the 28, so this is a 38-yarder. It's long enough. Good! And he is 2 for 2. Gary Wright, a junior from Heflin, Alabama. It's timeout here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida, where the score is Tennessee 6, Syracuse 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, Braniff International welcomes you aboard Flight 930. Our estimated time of arrival is 4:25 Standard Time.
Last year, Braniff International completely redesigned its airline. And we wondered if people would like it. Now wonder if people like it a little too much. Oh, we're not against souvenir hunting. So long as it doesn't get out of hand.
Floyd Little of Syracuse awaits a kick by Gary Wright following a Wright 38-yard field goal with 6 minutes, 29 seconds left in the first half. Wright has kicked 2 as Tennessee leads 6-0. Here is the kickoff. Floyd Little at the 3. Little, after bobbling the ball at the 3, does manage to come out to his own 18-yard line, where Syracuse will have a first down. Skip Edwards made the stop on Little for Tennessee. Tennessee leads 6-0. This is the 4th time that Syracuse has had the ball here in the first half. Rick Casada, the quarterback. 33 left in the first half.
That last pass was indicative of the great ability of Dewey Warren. He can line the ball, or he can hang it up in the air and let the receiver run under it, as he did on the last play.
Warren, he was rushed hard by Bill Wasilius as Kyaski covered Richmond Flowers, number 22. They have an exchange of words. Richmond Flowers, and we look at Floyd Little, who thus far in the ball game has gained 44 yards on the ground, exactly the same as the numerals on his white jersey. That patch is from constant wearing or an abrasion of the football helmet during practice this week. 3rd down and 16 now for Tennessee. Austin Denny caught that floater by Dewey Warren at the Syracuse 27, first down. And now Dewey Warren gets 6 first downs for the Volunteers. He has completed 6 of 11 as we look at it once more.
Denny is the tight end. He broke down from the top of your screen there. The ball was hung way up in the air. He had both defenders beat. He jumped perfectly between them to put Tennessee in 4th down position.
Terry Dalton is in place of Denny on a first down from the 27. That was Bill Wasilius again, number 86, that reached the quarterback, Dewey Warren. Wasilius from Fairfield, New Jersey, a senior. You're looking at him, 6'4", 220 pounds. Stecker and Wasilius are the defensive ends.
Denny came back in the game. He was out for one play after that fine sprint of about 30 yards and a great catch.
2nd and 18 for Tennessee at the Syracuse 35. Out there he is. And it is ruled an incompletion. Austin Denny, who had gotten there, apparently did not hold the ball long enough for possession. Let's look at it again and you decide.
Denny will start down the field here. You can see him at the bottom of your screen. He broke to the outside. Ball was hung up in the air by Warren. He caught it, but then as he hit the ground, the force of his elbows hitting the ground jarred the ball loose before he had control of it. An incomplete pass, but one that was awfully close to a touchdown.
That ball was in the air 45 yards by Dewey Warren. Tennessee leads 3-0. 7 minutes left in the first half. Slot formation, flanker to the near side. And Richmond Flowers, the sophomore track and field king, comes to the 21, and it is not enough for a first down, so it'll be a 4th down coming up at the 21 of Syracuse.
That was the first time that Tennessee had been in their triple wing. You can see Flowers, the wide flanker to the bottom of your screen, making the catch. They're now setting up for a field goal.
And Gary Wright, who kicked a 36-yarder at the midpoint of the first quarter, will try one from the 28, so this is a 38-yarder. It's long enough. Good. And he is 2 for 2. Gary Wright, a junior from Heflin, Alabama. It's timeout here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida, where the score is Tennessee 6, Syracuse nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Braniff International welcomes you aboard flight 930. Our estimated time of arrival is 4:45 Standard Time.
Last year, Braniff International completely redesigned its airline. And we wondered if people would like it. Now, we wonder if people like it a little too much. Oh, we're not against souvenir hunting. So long as it doesn't get out of hand.
Floyd Little of Syracuse awaits a kick by Gary Wright following a Wright 38-yard field goal with 6 minutes, 29 seconds left in the first half. Wright has kicked 2 as Tennessee leads 6-0. Here is the kickoff. Floyd Little at the 3. Little, after bobbling the ball at the 3, does manage to come out to his own 18-yard line, where Syracuse will have a first down. Skip Edwards made the stop on Little for Tennessee. Tennessee leads 6-0. This is the 4th time that Syracuse has had the ball here in the first half. Rick Casada, the quarterback. And the deepest man in that I formation, Floyd Little, carries across the 20, as we now pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. Back again at the Gator Bowl. This is the offensive team of Syracuse. They trail 6-0. Floyd Little, 48 yards. That is Coughlin in motion. Fine, effective scissors play by Floyd Little of Syracuse as Neil McMeans, the defensive left end, made the stop, and the ball comes out to the 29, a gain of 7, and that's enough for a Syracuse first down. They now have 6. Tennessee has 6. Syracuse has thrown only 2 passes. They completed 1 to Floyd Little. Little now has 56 yards on the ground. Ole Allen, the wingback, in motion. Newmoff is number 50. And in on the play also, number 43, Harold Stansel.
As you noticed on the play, the monster man for Tennessee, Glover, was at the top of the screen. By using the man in motion, bringing him back to the other side, Syracuse is running away from the strength of the Tennessee defense. They'll try to do that most of the afternoon.
Tom Coughlin now, the wingback to the far side, 2nd and 7. Floyd Little is tripped up by Nick Showalter as a penalty marker is at the 35. Looks like a
illegal procedure,
right,
which Tennessee will probably refuse, although they're going to talk it over for a moment.
There is a wind now beginning to cut across the field, a quartering wind here at the Gator Bowl, which is filled to capacity. The 22nd time that this game has been played, and Jacksonville, Florida fans couldn't be better hosts as we see the penalty declined by the Tennessee defense, which means that it is going to be a third down coming up, and 5 for Syracuse at their own 35. Tennessee leads 6-0. Little needed to get to the 40 for the first down. Jimmy Glover, the monster man, and Doug Archibald in on the play.
Very good little play, a substitute for the draw play. Exactly the same theory. The quarterback decided dropping back. Instead of palming the ball off to the deep back, as usually happens in the draw play, he threw a very short forward pass to Floyd Little, who almost found daylight.
Don Bullard now will attempt his second punt of the first half as Jerry Smith is deep for Tennessee, number 44. Bullard boots a beauty at the 17. And Jerry Smith is tackled, but hard, by number 51, Tom Rosia, the offensive center who snapped the ball. Timeout here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. The score is Tennessee 6, Syracuse nothing.
Miss Montgomery,
Yes?
ABC is just delighted that you're going to be our hostess for the Tournament of Roses parade.
Thank you.
Have you thought about whom you'd like as co-host?
Very definitely. I think Vin Scully would be marvelous.
Oh, I'm afraid he's not available. He's down in Florida playing golf.
Oh, really?
4! Liz, what's happening?
Are you free Monday, January 2nd?
Liz, that was the best drive I've had all day. Now I'll never know how far I hit it.
How'd you like to join me as the co-host for the Tournament of Roses parade?
Well, I'd be delighted. But first, please put me back on the 17th tee.
17th tee coming up.
Say, that was really bewitching.
He's going to be awfully mad, though.
How come?
His ball landed in a sand trap.
Cuckoo. Well, until January 2nd.
Bye now.
It's magic.
Bewitched in color on ABC.
Superimposed at the top of your screen is the time remaining in the first half of the Gator Bowl. Tennessee leads by virtue of 2 Gary Wright field goals, 36 yards and 38 yards, 6-0. They have the ball again, 1st and 10 from their own 21. Dewey Warren. That is Johnny Mills. The marker is down as Frank Parrish, number 12, along with number 16, Terry Rowe, covered on the play. Let's see what the verdict will be by Pat McHugh, who is the referee here. A personal foul. And there you see 15 yards against Syracuse. It's a first down for Tennessee. Hard-fought battle.
The receiver got out of bounds so quickly, the Syracuse halfback, I don't believe, knew that he was out of bounds, and he thought that he was still in play, when obviously he was not.
Richmond Flowers, the speedster, is to the far side. And at that time, Johnny Mills caught the ball out of bounds. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10 now for the Volunteers of Tennessee, who this year had 3 losses by 11 points. They lost by 1 point to Alabama, 7 to Ole Miss. As you see a stop action, and you see Mills is just waiting for the ball to get a grip on it, and he is stepping out of bounds.
He had to go so high to get the ball that he was not able to, of course, to get his feet down inside the sidelines.
And the fullback on a draw play, Richard Pickens, on a surprise call by Dewey Warren, moves the Volunteers to the 26 of Syracuse as Elliot Gamage blocked up front for Pickens. Murray Johnson made the stop. 34. That is Pickens.
Got a great block also from Flowers downfield.
And Pickens, after his brilliant running play, missed a block, allowing Herb Stecker to get in on Dewey Warren. And there is an 8-yard loss on the play, so it'll be second down and 18. There's Stecker, 82. Looking at the Syracuse defense, number 80, Art Toms. Also in the lineup, Murray Johnson, Bill Wasilius, Tony Kyaski, Johnny Kruk. Warren now has gone to the air a total of 15 times. He's completed 8. Number 9, Johnny Mills. Hard-hitting Tony Kyaski, covering number 85.
That's the first time out for Tennessee. They have 3 more remaining.
At the same end of the field, at 6:26 of the first period, Gary Wright kicked a 36-yard field goal. And then at 6:29 of the second period, the same man kicked a 38-yard field goal to put Tennessee in the lead 6-0. A minute 53 remaining in the first half. And, Bud, I think we ought to remind people that at halftime, 2 great bands, the bands from Syracuse and from Tennessee, including these young ladies, who are rather easy to look at.
I believe that Tennessee, as the game goes along, will make an attempt to go to the line and snap the ball quickly, because Syracuse is swinging their halfbacks and linebackers. If they line up quickly, they might catch them a little out of position.
ABC's Wide World of Sports will bring you from Honolulu, Hawaii on January 7th, the Hula Bowl. You'll be seeing the great names of this season's college football season, battling the All-Stars, the North meeting the All-Stars from the South in this colorful postseason game. Floyd Little will be there. You'll see the passing sensation from Purdue, Bob Greasy. From the South, the Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Spurrier of Florida, and Mel Farr, the All-American from UCLA. Bud and I will be there. We hope that you'll be watching it next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports. The Gator Bowl is filled to capacity. And now Tennessee with a 3rd down and 9. Long. That was Walter Chadwick, who had gone out deep. Murray Johnson moved with him, number 34, and Bill Zaneski was there too. So now for Tennessee, with a minute 47 remaining in the first half, it is a 4th down and 9. And Gary Wright, who has kicked 2 field goals in 2 tries at the same end of the field. I wonder what will happen here now.
He's had him right on target the first 2, Chris, and probably would have a good fake play set up, but he's kicking so well that I'd be surprised if they didn't try for it.
This one is from 42 yards, from the 32. Whips a fake. Dewey Warren, way in the end zone. It's a touchdown! A beautiful fake. A fake 42-yard field goal, and the holder, Dewey Warren, hits Austin Denny 24 yards. A Tennessee touchdown, and they lead 12-0.
And the leading scorer of the team has 1 more touchdown, his 8th for the season.
78-yard march. 7 plays. Gary Wright will try the point after. He's going for his 7th point of the ball game. And he doesn't get it. Let's watch that touchdown once more as we see an offside called against Syracuse. We're going to hold up on the videotape replay because it's offside against Syracuse, and you know what that means.
It puts them where they now have a choice of going for 2 from just a yard and a half out if they choose to do so.
But we are going to show you that 24-yard touchdown pass, Dewey Warren to Austin Denny on a fake field goal. Just beautiful. The Volunteers. And here are the Volunteers.
And go for 2.
Go for 2. Go for broke. Dewey Warren calling signals. And they nearly get it as Walter Chadwick, in twisting to pull down that pass. So it remains 12-0. Let's look at that touchdown pass.
The fact that they had kicked 2 previous field goals, had the Syracuse defense rushing hard, you can see that Warren clearly is outside the defensive end. he had the option to pass or run. He saw Denny open and threw a perfect strike, and Denny makes a marvelous catch here. Reasonably well covered, but he can jump higher than the Syracuse defender, Zaneski, and he brought the ball down for the touchdown.
Dewey Warren, a junior from Savannah, Georgia, threw 18 touchdown passes this year, nearly 1,800 yards on the air. As we look at Floyd Little, who is a real sensation. 3 tremendous years at Syracuse, capping his career today, as Gary Wright will kick off. A low kick. That is Coughlin. Coming out to the 32-yard line with 1:34 remaining in the first half, Bud.
I believe that he meant to kick it that way, Chris, with little time remaining. If you kick the ball and it bounces, it takes its peculiar hops that it's almost impossible to properly time the blocking for a kickoff return. It's a very good strategy to use with only 1:30 remaining.
Syracuse now trailing 12-0. Rick Casada at quarterback. Little and Zonka in the backfield. Interception by Tennessee at the midfield. Bill Young of Tennessee, who intercepted 2 during the season, pulls the first interception off here today at the Gator Bowl on a pass from Casada intended for Ed Schreck. So Tennessee now has 1:13 remaining in the first half, and the ball at the 29 of Syracuse.
And they're very happy that they've conserved their timeouts and have 3 left.
Bill Young is a mighty happy young fellow, number 14. The sun is starting to peek through the haze here in Jacksonville now. Oh! Johnny Mills!
What a catch.
My heavens! Johnny Mills, number 85, caught a brilliant pass, but a marker is down at the line of scrimmage, and Mills is fit to be tied.
One of the greatest catches I've ever seen. It looked like the ball was clearly overthrown. He took an extra hard stride, caught it in one hand. Great effort.
And the penalty, 15 yards, is being stepped off against Tennessee. And that's the 3rd offensive holding penalty. Here it is again.
Here's the ball. You can see that it was clearly a one-handed catch, a remarkable effort, but nullified by the holding penalty.
So it is first down and 25 for Tennessee at the Syracuse 45. So that great catch nullified. Johnny Mills to the near side. Chadwick in motion. And Dewey Warren tries the draw play with the fullback Pickens. Nettelblatt was not fooled this time. In on the play also number 79, Joe Radovoy. Time left, 48 seconds. Tennessee leads by a score of 12-0. First half nearing its end. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon is the first game of ABC Sports' 1967 schedule of NBA basketball. Live and in color from Los Angeles, the defending champion Boston Celtics against the Los Angeles Lakers. Jack Twyman and I will be on hand to describe the action. That's tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, live and in color, exclusively on ABC. We'll be with you each Sunday afternoon with the NBA Game of the Week. Speaking of California, January 21st and 22nd, the Bing Crosby Pro-Am Golf Tournament. Bud, are you going to play in that tournament?
I think I am, Chris.
Beautiful.
I've got to get myself in shape.
We need you there.
They tell me that Spyglass Hill is a monster golf course, that it ranks with Pebble Beach. I'm sure that everyone will enjoy seeing that played.
Cypress Point, Pebble Beach, Spyglass. It'll make you want to go to bed at night playing those 3.
And hopefully some excellent weather.
Yes, well, I'm sure our friend Bing Crosby will have everything in order, along with his brother Larry and Maury Luxford. Second down at 25 now, near the 45. Tennessee with the ball. Syracuse on defense. The clock is running. I believe they called timeout. Tennessee, Dewey Warren is sensational with the bomb. And he hits sophomore Richmond Flowers, who is one of our bright hopes for the '68 Olympic Games.
Flowers really turns on the speed here. He breaks to the outside and then simply outruns the defensive halfback. The ball again appeared to be a little bit too long, but with a great stretch, he caught it as he lost his balance, falling on the 2-yard line and then rolling into the end zone.
A 43-yard play. So we'll have a first down and goal to go from the 2 for Tennessee. 35 seconds left on the clock. Richmond Flowers does the 120 hurdles in 13.5, the 60-yard dash in 6 flat, the 60-yard hurdles in 6.9, runs 109.5. He's 19 years old from Montgomery.
This is a strategic problem for Tennessee due to the clock. There are 35 seconds remaining. They have 1 timeout left. They, of course, would like to not waste any time going back to the huddle. If you run the play here, they can use 1 more timeout. If they throw it, it'll probably either be a touchdown or an incomplete pass.
Flowers to the far side. That was Richmond Flowers. And Richmond apparently feels that he was offended in his end zone. However, 2nd and goal. "29 seconds, Bud."
They still have that timeout remaining due to the pass being incomplete.
Going to the far side now is number 85, Johnny Mills. Denny is the tight end. All alone, Richmond Flowers. They flooded the area with 2 receivers, and Richmond Flowers, there he is, number 22. And we'll see him, I'm sure, in Mexico City for the '68 Olympics to be televised by ABC.
Fine call. The Syracuse linebacker from the 2-yard line was up close. He simply didn't have speed enough to go with Flowers, who was wide open after Mills had taken the halfback out of the play.
It's 18-0. Tennessee is in the lead. Gary Wright. No good. From the 2-yard line on a 2nd and goal, let's take a look at the touchdown as thrown by Dewey Warren. There's Flowers.
Flowers is the wingback. He simply turned on the speed to the flat and outran the linebacker. No one near him as he caught the ball on a perfect throw from Dewey Warren.
Gary Wright kicked 2 field goals to put Tennessee ahead 6-0. 2 field goals of 36 yards and 38 yards as we watch Floyd Little, who awaits the kickoff following the Tennessee touchdown. As we look at Wright,
the ball is flat. It's going to be a spin kick to eliminate the possibility of a well-timed, well-blocked kickoff return.
It's Little. And the Volunteers make the stop around the 31, led by Jim Bates. Coach Doug Dickey's Tennessee club has an 18-0 lead on 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 2 touchdown passes by Dewey Warren, who has been just sensational here in the first half. A touchdown to Austin Denny, another to Richmond Flowers, and Gary Wright with a pair of field goals. Syracuse has just been unable to move the ball against the Tennessee defense, which this year has allowed only 8.7 points per game, and they have certainly played a most difficult schedule.
Syracuse has had a few big gainers, but the stunting Tennessee defense is inclined to give you the bad play. Whenever the offensive linemen do miss a block, one of the linemen on defense goes free and throws them for the loss, and that, of course, has made it impossible for Syracuse thus far to sustain their attack. However, Syracuse has been a great comeback team, and I don't believe they're out of it.
Well, an interception and 2 quick touchdowns in a matter of a minute and 20 seconds. Tennessee has scored twice. Warren to Denny, 24 yards, and then Warren to Flowers, 2 yards, as our ABC color camera, situated in a Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company blimp, which is hovering above the Gator Bowl, the Mayflower, a non-rigid airship designed and built in Akron, Ohio. Syracuse at its own 31 with 10 seconds left in the first half. Rick Casada. A long bomb intended for Dicktown, but it's intercepted by Jerry. Wait just a minute. We'll get the jersey. It looked like Jerry Smith. Or it could have been Young who intercepted the only other pass. Well, we'll get that officially for you a little bit later as we have the end of the first half here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. The score is Tennessee 18, Syracuse nothing.
No matter where or when a State Farm auto policyholder runs into trouble, or trouble runs into him, a nearby State Farm agent takes care of everything in a hurry and personally sees to it that everything is done right. Fast, efficient claim service is one of the reasons why State Farm is the world's best car insurance value, and why State Farm Mutual is the world's largest car insurance company. If you want the best combination of protection and service for your car insurance dollar, contact any one of the more than 9,000 full-time State Farm agents across the country. The one nearest you is listed in your yellow pages. And there'll be another one in the yellow pages wherever you need help.
The Invaders are coming January 10th in color on ABC.
Bill Fleming back at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida, where the Volunteers of Tennessee lead Syracuse at halftime 18-0. Right now, the Syracuse University Marching Band is on the field under the direction of Mr. Edward Bowles and assistants Ronald Ranallo and Robert Hunter. They're presenting their motion and melody show this afternoon, and this is the March America with precision marching by the band. Following this formation, the Syracuse University Band will go into a map of New York State. The winter wonderland right now, New York State. It's a very balmy 64 degrees right now here in Jacksonville, Florida. But we understand there are more than 20 inches of snow in New York State, making it ideal for the winter wonderland that it is. Incidentally, later on today on ABC's Wide World of Sports, part of that winter wonderland will be coming to you from Lake Placid, New York, and the beautiful figure skating show from there. Hope you'll join us for it. In a couple of weeks, you'll be seeing from Grossinger's the World Barrel Jumping Championship, also from New York State. And the Erie Canal being played, recalling the historic and memorable heritage of the state of New York. As you can see, a little altercation down here as this sign was torn down, and the gendarmes now are making haste toward that area. Well, it's all part of the fun in this first meeting between Tennessee and Syracuse. And right now, the Volunteers have the upper hand, not only on the scoreboard, but also in tearing down the sign department. The Syracuse fans appreciate the hospitality of their Florida neighbors. Opportunity to take in some of the sunshine and the sheltering palms. This past week has really been gorgeous here in Florida. Clear skies, been a little bit on the chilly side up until today, but great contrast to the weather they come from in upper New York State. Now the Block S for Syracuse University, and this will be followed by the alma mater. Syracuse University Marching Band. The Gator Bowl is being brought to you by State Farm Mutual, the world's largest car insurance company. Agents everywhere to help you when you need it. By Certs. Certs give you 2 mints in one. Delicious candy mint, perfect breath mint. Be certain with Certs.
and by United Delco for service dealers everywhere who feature the vacuum-sealed Delco Energizer.